Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Dear students, I welcome you all in today's orientation session for Advanced Audit and Assurance for September 2023 batch. Let me first take the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Munir Muhammad Shafi, and I will be your facilitator for this course of Advanced Audit and Assurance for September 2023 batch and onwards as well, inshallah. I'm a fellow chartered accountant, a fellow chartered certified accountant as well from ACCA. I have been teaching these subjects, AAA, SBR, and taxation subject of ICAP since last more than 9 years. I am a practicing chartered accountant. I'm partner at HM Chartered Accountants, my own firm. I'm also associated with ICAW in capacity of a QPRT, qualified person responsible for training of trainees in my firm. I am currently, and I have also been part of other various technical and professional committees of ACCA, Pakistan, and ICAP. My professional experience is more than 10 years in industry and in practice both. And as far as this subject is concerned, AAA is concerned, since this is the subject of my practice, since this is the area of my interest, so I'll try to give my maximum. I'll try to facilitate you from all aspects so that this subject gets easier for you. You might have already heard about this subject, AAA. Students consider this subject as a difficult subject. The passing percentage of AAA is also not very much encouraging, the lowest amongst all other papers of ACCA. But what's the potential? What's the upside? I'll discuss. What's the importance of this subject? I'll discuss this with you. Okay, so let's talk about the orientation session. What is the agenda of our orientation session? We'll be talking about AAA. We'll be talking about the importance of this paper, how important this paper is, because many students are in a fix. Which paper to opt, which paper to go for in optionals. So it's not the point that this is my subject, so I'll be talking good about it. The point is I'll be talking from a general perspective, from your career's perspective, from your preferential perspective, that which paper the students prefer to attempt in ACCA at the strategic levels. Its importance, we'll talk about professional skills, other professional skills papers as well, and why AAA holds the utmost importance. We'll be discussing about the syllabus of AAA, the overview of the syllabus. We'll be talking about the paper pattern, key areas, passing ratio, although it's very poor. It ranges from 30 to 33%, but we'll talk about it. What are the reasons behind that? Professional skill marks, we know that now 20 professional skill marks are there, and we have to target those marks. What are these marks? How will we be planning to target those? We'll discuss upon it. Reasons of failure, very, very important. Sample exam technique. In AAA, exam technique is very, very important. It holds the utmost importance because obviously it's all about your drafting. It's all about how you draft your answers. Okay, and since this is a very technical paper, and when I say technical, and why I say technical because this paper is a combination of all your technical skills and professional skills. The drafting skills, which you master in SBL, your communication skills, which you master in SBL, those skills will be showcased here in this paper. Then the knowledge of your accounting standards, which you are inheriting from SBR. It'll be having a very, very important role play here in AAA. And the third one is the auditing knowledge, which you will be acquiring here in this subject during these classes. So all these three technical skills will form AAA, will result in this AAA paper. Are you getting this? So therefore this paper gets a bit technical because It requires mature and professional writing skills. It requires very sound knowledge over IFRS, IASs, and then international standards and auditing. Okay? And when you combine these three, you get AAA. Okay, and we'll also discuss about our teaching methodology, that how we will be covering this subject. We'll also be discussing about the session planner, how the session will go for September 2023 attempt. Okay? Okay. So before discussing the syllabus overview, just hold on. I'll talk a bit about the importance of AAA as well. Importance. Why I'm saying that this subject is very important? Well, every subject in your ACC qualification is very important. It holds a lot of importance. And no matter which professional subject you opt, it's a worthy subject, no matter. Not only AAA, any professional subject. You talk about AFM, it's a very important and worthy subject. APM, very important and worthy subject. Similarly, ATX, AAA. So the importance of any other professional paper cannot be denied. But when we talk about AAA, so why is AAA is flashing amongst all other professional papers? This is because ACCA is your audit qualification, is primarily an audit qualification. ACCA itself is an audit regulator. And we will discuss about it. We will discuss about audit regulators. ACCA as a body, it's not only examining body, it's an audit regulator as well. Similar to ICAP in Pakistan, Institute of Chartered Accountants in Pakistan. Okay? So, this paper is their core paper. This paper is their prime paper. And those who opt for AAA, and those who are residing in UK and they opt for UK variant, they can practice audit as well. And to practice audit, you need to pass this paper. So, well, even if you are not signing audit reports and you are planning to develop your career in audit, which is the dream of many of the students, which is the dream of many of the professionals, then this is the subject for you. Then this subject will give you the necessary knowledge which you need to pass, to gain success in your professional career. Are you getting this? So therefore, AAA is opted by many of these students. This is the most opted subject amongst professional skill subjects. Your professional subjects. Okay? Then let's move on to the overview of the syllabus. Okay. What is in it? What will we be studying? Well, this is not the first paper in your ACCA qualification, and you have already studied AA, Audit and Assurance, in your earlier studies. And this is basically the advancement of that subject. So you already have the basic knowledge, you already have the basic concepts, but here, when we will be studying AAA, we will be recapping all the necessary concepts, because obviously many students who will be attempting this subject, a significant amount of time might have been lapsed. Okay, so we will need to refresh all the ideas. We will need to refresh all the concepts before we move on to develop the advanced level concepts. Are you getting this? So not only we will be recapping those elements, we will be practicing those elements together with the concept coverage, so that our preparation goes adequate with the passage of time. Okay? So as far as the learning objectives are concerned, okay, so as far as the syllabus overview is concerned, let's see how many learning objectives are there in AAA. What are we supposed to cover in AAA? Okay, so the first learning objective is the regulatory environment. And what will we be studying in this regulatory environment? We will be studying about the audit regulators. Okay. This audit profession is also regulated by certain bodies. And obviously, nothing should go unchecked. Jazakallah, thank you. Nothing should go unchecked, even if it's an audit process. Although we say that this audit process is a very trustworthy process, is a very secure process in which the auditor is forming the opinion for the trust of the shareholders. Even that shouldn't go unchecked, because there have been incidents in past where there have been collapses, where there have been audit negligences, and the audit report was not trustworthy, and shareholders lost their millions and billions of dollars by relying on those opinions. So there are checks and balances, there are regulatory bodies who govern this audit process. Okay, so we'll see what are those bodies. We also discuss about the audit committees, what their role is. This is something which we've already started in other subjects as well. Then comes money laundering. Then comes money laundering. Now, what is money laundering? And why this topic is of importance? This topic is of importance because you haven't started in your earlier audit and assurance paper. So all those topics which are new at advanced audit and assurance level are automatically of importance for you, for your coverage, for your understanding. So money laundering is relatively a new concept for you. You haven't started this earlier. So we'll see what money laundering is, how the perpetrators tend to clean their source of money, what are the ways, how to spot it. It's particularly important because when the auditor is auditing the affairs of the company, and auditor is looking all the transaction trails and all the money trails, so auditor may be the very first person in whose knowledge the money laundering can appear. So what are the auditor's responsibilities? Very important. Then laws and regulations. Okay, so auditor is not expected to be the legal advisor or the lawyer, but at least the standards require auditors to have sufficient knowledge about the applicable laws and regulations over the entity, so that if there is any non-compliance or violation, the auditor can identify the financial implications, whether these financial implications have been properly accounted for or not. What are the auditor's responsibilities? What are the client responsibilities? Okay. Then learning objective B, professional and ethical consideration, core of ethics. You've already started in AA, audit and assurance, previous paper. Even if there are many students who haven't yet attempted AA paper in ACCA and they have taken exemption from any other qualification and they are pursuing ACCA. So that's not a big deal because we will be covering core of ethics in detail because this is very, very important from exam perspective. Okay. Talking about fraud and error. Again, this is a topic which you have started. This will be more of a revision. And we will see how this will be covered from examination perspective. Professional liability. This topic, professional liability, this is a comparatively a new subject. A new topic, in fact. Professional liability is see. So I'm highlighting those topics which are new for you. Okay, money laundering, you haven't started, you don't have any idea about it. Professional liability. Now, what is professional liability? Suppose if due to the negligence of the auditor, the shareholder suffered any loss. So, should the auditor be liable? And if yes, to what extent? This is the question mark. Okay? This topic aims to discuss this very important matter in detail. And we'll look at it. Then another learning objective is quality. And by the way, this learning objective B, this is very, very important from examination perspective. Very important from examination perspective. This is tested a lot, especially ethics. Okay? It can be part of any question, 1, 2, 3. Quality and practice management. Okay, again, this is a standard in which there has been a recent change. Quality management. Obviously, if you are auditing, suppose if I am auditing, if my firm is auditing and I am partner of the audit firm, so what my responsibility will be? My responsibility will be to take care of the quality of my deliverable. I'm not selling goods, I'm selling services. So it's particularly difficult to maintain quality when providing services. Okay? So how to maintain quality in providing audit services? How to implement a system of quality management in the firm from top to bottom? That's particularly important. And what are the requirements of these standards we'll be looking at in this area. Then advertising, tendering, obtaining professional work and fee. Since audit firm is a professional venture, is a business venture, obviously. We are doing audit to secure a certain fee. So how we will be securing the audit assignments? How will we be tendering our proposals? How will we be setting the fee for the assignments? What will be the factors? A very important discussion coming in this learning objective. Professional appointments. Can we accept any audit? Can we accept any assignment? There are checks and balances. There are factors to consider before accepting any client. Are there any problems in accepting any client? We will discuss when we will be discussing this area. What are the considerations? What should we be looking for? Ethical checks, background checks, checks of directors, scope of the work, any restriction or limitation in scope, many other things. Okay? So again, this is a very important area and a very frequently tested area as well. Then planning and conduct of the audit. This is the most important learning objective of this entire AAA syllabus. Actual conduct of the audit. Actual conduct of the audit of financial statement. Performing audit procedures. Assessing the risk of misstatement. First of all, we will assess the risk of material misstatement. We will try to smell which areas might have potential risks. First of all, we will first of all highlight the potentially misstated areas. The areas which are smelling bad in audit terms, which are potentially misstated, in which we foresee risk of material misstatement. Are you getting this? So risk assessment is a very, very important process. A lot of discussion about that. Planning. Very much emphasis and focus on planning, because anything which is planned well is executed well, obviously. So a lot of emphasis, a lot of focus on planning the audit assignment. What are the planning aspects? What is materiality? How will we be assessing the risk of material misstatement? Evidence and testing considerations. How are we supposed to gather audit evidence? Testing. What are the testing considerations? How will we be picking the transactions? What tests will we be performing? Audit procedures in obtaining evidence. Using the work of others. Can we use the work of experts? Can we use the work of a service organization? We will see here. Group audits. Again, this is a new aspect for us. As far as auditing considerations are concerned, we haven't started this group audits in our previous paper. Plus, as far as the audit procedures and testing considerations are concerned, let me tell you that here you will be assumed to have knowledge of all the accounting standards. You will be assumed to have knowledge of all your accounting standard. Okay? So this is such an area where your accounting standards knowledge will be very, very important. And luckily, hopefully, since I am teaching SBR as well, AAA as well, so I'll try to facilitate you maximum whenever there is a complicated accounting issue as well. We will be recapping those standards as well, okay? It's very important. Completion, review, and reporting. So planning and conduct of the audit, the planning phase, actual testing phase, and then completion, review, and reporting phase. Suppose audit is near its conclusion. We have identified misstatements. We have identified the potential problems. What are we going to do? Are we going to communicate the shareholders in an audit opinion? Yes. What are the considerations relating to subsequent events? Events after the reporting period. Suppose if there is fire after the reporting period, should it be adjusted? Bad debt, customer going in liquidation, should it be adjusted? If not adjusted, what should be done? What are the auditor's responsibilities? Going concern, what if the entity is not a going concern? What if there are significant doubts or the ability of the entity to continue as a going concern? Are we going to change our opinion? Will it impact our opinion? That's very important. Auditor's report, the structure, the format, the types of opinion, and which opinion will they be forming in which situation. That is of particular importance. Reports to those charged with governance, reports to the directors, reports to the audit committee. Obviously, we will be presenting the reports to audit committee as well, the management letter, the board letter, and whatever communications, whatever other communications we need to make with those charged with governance, with audit committee, we will discuss that. Other assignments, very important and a new area for you again. Okay, audit firm doesn't only provide audit services, they also provide several other services, okay? Audit related services, we will see attestation services, we will see what these services are. Agreed upon procedures as well. Then there are specific assignments. Due diligence assignment. Suppose company A is willing to acquire company B. And obviously, in making this decision, in making this millions of dollars decision, they need help of a chartered accountancy firm. They need help of an auditor to see the affairs of company B and to assist company A in making this decision. Okay, this acquisition decision. So auditor will be engaged in looking at the financial affairs of this company B, and then auditor will be suggesting company A whether to go for this acquisition or not. At what price the company A should go for the acquisition. Getting review of interim financial information. This, again, in contrast with the audit. Audit is a full scope exercise in which we give reasonable assurance, but there are standards. We have already studied IAS 34, interim financial information. Auditor does not audit that information, but auditor reviews that information. Now, what is the difference between audit and review? We will be discussing. Prospective financial information. Entity prepares the forecasts, the cash flow forecasts, profit forecasts, and those forecasts are also used as audit evidences, especially when we talk about going concern implications. Okay? Because in going concern implication, the entity is handing over the cash flow forecast, the profit forecast to the auditor. Have a look at this and see we are a going concern. Okay? So prospective financial information is very important from this perspective, because we may be required in the examination to give the opinion on the forecasts, cash flow forecasts, profits forecasts. So what are the key factors underpinning this exercise? We'll have to look in detail, because this is one of the favorite area of the examiner, and we will see this. Forensics, the fraud investigations. Suppose there is a fraud in a company and the directors of the company has approached audit firm, we need your help in quantifying this loss, in investigating this loss, in investigating this fraud, because you have the financial expertise, you are in a better position to help us out in this fraud investigation exercise. So what sort of exercise is this? What are the key considerations? We will look at it. Audit of performance information in public sector. In public sector, obviously, the performance reports, the performance information are very important. So we will see how to audit those information. Social, environmental, and integrated reporting. Again, you have decided in SBR, this is a very important aspect, evolving aspect, in which the audit report has a significant portion. Auditor is giving opinion on this social, environmental information. Auditor is developing expertise. Okay? And this information is now part and parcel of annual reports nowadays. So, what to do, how to give opinion, how to check it, we will see. Reporting on other assignments. Okay, in all the above cases, what sort of report we will be issuing. Current issues, there are various current issues as well. in auditing industry, in accounting industry, there are new concepts evolving, there are new standards coming in, potential problems, climate risks, opinions on climate-related challenges, things like that. So current issues and developments aim to target the recent trends and developments in audit industry, accounting industry, and how the auditor will be issuing the opinion on that. Okay. Professional skill marks, very, very important, and this cannot be covered superficially. We will cover this in detail, that how will you be able to score these 20 professional marks. A very important thing, a very interesting thing, and a very soothing thing for the students is that for these 20 professional marks, you do not need to write anything additionally. Whatever you are preparing, whatever you are studying, and whatever you are practicing, if you are doing everything on target in the direction which is given to you by the tutor, then all these professional skills will be automatically part of your drafting skills. Are you getting this? You don't have to type anything extra. You do not have to learn anything extra for these professional skills. But obviously, your approach should reflect these professional skills. Communication, how you should communicate, how you should draft, what wordings you should be using, heading, structure of headings, the structure of briefing notes, analysis and evaluation. How will you be analyzing the given information? How will you be studying that in relation to another set of information, and you are correlating the numbers with that information. You are correlating the ratios with the information given in the para. And you are interpreting those numbers in light of the information given in the para. That's the magic. If you are able to do this, analysis and evaluation marks are in your kitty. In evaluating not from a single perspective, not from a positive perspective, both angles, pros, cons, positives, negatives, evaluation. Give the opinion, give your conclusion as well, professional opinion as well, okay? Professional skepticism and judgment. See, auditor, when we say auditor, by default comes auditing skills. In auditing skills, when we say auditing skills, it by default or inherently means critical analysis, critical thinking skills, professional skepticism, a state of critical thinking, questioning mind. You need to approach every information with a questioning mind, because the client may try to deceive you, the client may try to misguide you. But you should approach the information with a critical state of mind, critical thinking, analysis, okay? And then you form your judgment as well, professional judgment, very important. Because everything is not in black and white. There are provisions, there are estimates, there are fair valuation estimates. So judgment and professional judgment plays a very important role. Commercial acumen, your business sense. For example, when you will be talking about business risk, is this a business risk or not? And your business knowledge will help you out in this. Getting control, whether this control is good for business or not. Your commercial skills, commercial acumen will help you out. Employability and technical skills, technological skills. These are about the CB platform, CB environment, and how you use it. And we will utilize the CB environment. We will practice on CB environment. So don't worry about this. So this is the AAA exam pattern. This is how the paper looks like. 3 questions, question 1, question 2, question 3. 50 marks, 25 marks, 25 marks. 40 marks technical, 10 marks professional. And the question 2 and question 3, 20 marks technical and 5 marks for professional skills each. Which makes 20 professional marks. Although I have just gave you a brief overview about the professional marks, but when we will be covering this in detail, I'll be telling you how will you be able to score those professional marks comprehensively, okay? What are we supposed to do? So that's, again, very interesting area, which I'll be telling you in every practice session. Format, question 1 is set on the planning stage. It could be an existing or a new client. You will be the question 2, 3, 1 is set on completion, review, and reporting stage usually. And question 3, or you can say one of the question is about other assignments, usually. And there are techniques, exam techniques, and you need to learn those techniques because drafting requires special techniques. It's not a layman's exam. It's not a layman theoretical exam or a freestyle exam. No, it's not a freestyle exam. You're not supposed to write haphazardly whatever you're thinking. No, there is a structure to every answer. There is a specific technique for every answer, and you have to follow that technique. You have to follow that technique, and you can only gain marks if you follow that technique. Otherwise, you will lose key marks. You will lose important marks. And this is the reason why students fail this paper, because they lose very important marks by doing silly mistakes for no reason. Are you getting this? I hope I am crystal clear till now, okay? So you can see I have mentioned the technique-based areas which are tested. And when I say technique-based areas, there are specific techniques. There are specific techniques which I'll be teaching you. There are specific techniques which we will be practicing when we will be drafting the questions. And that's very, very important. See, for example, there is a specific technique. I usually call these magical tools because these magical tools enable you to unlock your success in AAA exam. Risk assessment, business risk. There is a specific technique for business risk question. There is a specific technique for risk of material misses, audit risk questions. There is a specific technique for ethical, professional, and QM matters. There is a specific technique for drafting procedures and evidence. There is a specific technique for drafting reporting related areas. There is a specific technique for drafting procedures of non-audit assignments. There is a specific technique for drafting ethics and acceptance considerations. Let me show you one or two. What do I mean by techniques? Let me show you. See, ethical threats. So this is the exam technique of ethical threats. Once we are done with the conceptual coverage, I'll teach you this technique and I'll teach you how to apply this technique. Business risk. This is the technique of the business risk. You will draft the business risk as per this technique. Audit risk. See, and how you will be drafting it, obviously, we will be discussing in detail. Currently, you don't have this idea. Currently, you have not covered this topic, so I'm not dwelling into detail, but just to demonstrate you, just to show you that this is how things will go. This is how your concepts will be strengthened with the application and with the practice, inshallah. See this exam technique of risk of material misstatement. This is a 6-step technique. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you are able to apply these 6 steps on an audit risk, where can you lose the marks? And why will you lose the marks? Are you getting this? So this is what I'll be focusing on. Practice with marking scheme. Marking scheme is particularly important. Are you getting this? How to draft, what are the aspects which you need to consider? Quality management, see this is the technique. And if you draft the quality management answer, keeping in view this technique. Technique for acceptance considerations. As I told you, that these are technique-based areas. There is a technique for every question, for every type of question. So see, this is the technique of acceptance considerations. And if you draft your answers by considering all these pointers, you are likely to draft a complete answer without any lacuna. Are you getting this? I hope I'm able to explain this very important aspect to you. Okay, so this is the past exam trends which we are now looking at. Past exam trends. Okay, and as I told you, these technique-based areas, see, business risk, question number 1, business risk, audit procedures, current issue, audit risk, audit procedures, ethical consideration, see, ethical considerations, audit procedure, quality control issues, matters to be considered in accepting prospective financial information, evaluate quality management matters, evaluate matters in accepting PFI, prospective financial information. So see, these are all the attempts which I have summarized for you, that which technique-based areas have been tested in these attempts. So the point to show you this, the main reason to show you this, that once you have mastered the technique, the paper is in your hands. Because this is what have been repeated by the examiner. All these questions are repeated by the examiner. Obviously, situations will be changing, content will be changing, but the approach will remain the same. Okay, you can see matters to be considered, audit evidence, audit reporting, question, subsequent event. So whatever is in the course will be in the paper. The paper is not out of course. Practice matters the most. Are you getting this? So past exam trends. Okay, so when we know what is coming, when we know what is the technique, when we know how to apply, what are the reasons of failure? Selective studies, selective practice. Don't do this. This is a professional paper. You have to cover everything. Poor memory of accounting standards, poor memory from SBR. You have to recap these standards. I'll try to help you out maximum. And I might be able to do it better because I'm also a teacher of SBR. Okay? Lack of paper technique. As I told you, I'll teach you the technique and I'll teach you to apply, and then practice will make you perfect. Lack of practice, you have to practice a lot. Poor answer planning. I'll show you how to plan. And 25% of your time should be spent in planning. And we'll see how the planning pointers are drafted. We'll then see how these are expanded. That's another skill which I'll be teaching you. Poor writing skills. This is refined, again, with the practice. Unable to adapt the mindset or role as per the given case. Are you a manager? Are you a partner? What role are you performing? Are you a quality management reviewer? Accordingly, you need to frame your answers. Failing to understand the requirement. Understand the requirement, because if you have failed to understand the requirements, you will ruin the answer. Okay? So that's very important thing which I'll teach you. Failure to understand the marking scheme. Marking scheme holds a lot of importance. Okay? Because the length of your answer, the length and breadth of your answer will be determined through marking schemes. Okay? You need to be able to comprehend issues, to explain issues in sufficient detail. And this can only come through the proper concepts, proper lectures. Okay? Poor typing speed, you have to improve it. Poor time management. Okay. Poor typing speed. You have to practice a lot to improve your typing speed. Because if you will not improve your typing speed, your time management will be ruined. You will overrun on a specific part, as a result of which you will not be able to complete your paper. Chances of passing goes down. Ignoring technical articles, very important. Recent trends, changes in auditing standards, or any issue which examiner needs you to focus, will tell you through a technical article. Examiner reports, very important. Examiner tells where the students are doing mistakes, very important for you. I've already talked about these techniques. Okay, what will be our teaching methodology? How will we be teaching you for the September 2023 batch, and obviously onwards as well? We will be having 2 live classes per week, in which we will be discussing concepts as well. We will be practicing as well. These live sessions will also be available to you in the recorded form, obviously. Once the session are conducted, these will be available to you in the recorded form, okay? You'll be having e-notes. Whatever I'll be teaching you, I'll be sharing those notes with you. Exam-based testing app. You can practice on the exam-based testing app. We'll provide you the opportunity for that. I'll give you assignments, and I'll review those assignments timely as well. We'll be having a WhatsApp support group, obviously. Latest study support material we will provide you. We will be conducting exam-focused webinar before the examinations. There will be an assistant to support you if you have any problems, administrative problems. Mock. I'll conduct the mock and I'll check it myself. And this is the very important feature which students have. They get to know their mistakes, and I mark it very strictly. Okay, so everyone should attempt mock. Regular assignments, live practice marathon. We'll be having a 4-day marathon, grand revision, practice-based revision, and I'll show you the schedule as well in which we have placed this session, grand revision. The revision of all the concepts, a quick revision of all the concepts. Planner and students' resources. Let me share the planner with you as well. Okay, so this is the planner. This is the session planner. Today is 20th June, and we're having a live orientation. So our first session will start on Saturday. It's not 22nd, but on 24th, I believe. Yeah, this week we are starting from 24th. So I'll make this slight change. And then I have mentioned the dates. We'll be having session on every Thursday and every Saturday. Okay. The timing of weekdays will be 6:30 to 9, and the weekends will be 4:30 onwards. I've planned all the sessions, all the topics, all the sessions, and then the 4-day live revision from 17th till 20th August. I'll be sharing this planner as well with you, a very comprehensive planner. And if you stick to this planner, if you go by this planner, inshallah, your chances of passing will increase automatically, inshallah. Okay? And we'll try to help you out to the maximum of our strength, inshallah. By the grace of Allah, inshallah. Okay? So don't worry at all. We'll cover all the concepts. We'll have adequate practice so that you can ace this subject in the very first attempt. Okay? And if any one of you have any questions or comments now, you are most welcome to ask. Okay, so one question is that, do we have sufficient time for preparing AAA? Yes, we have more than sufficient time, okay? It depends from person to person. What are your activities? Are you working professional or a full-time student or a part-time student? But you have sufficient time. I've given you the planner, stick to that planner, practice with me, do the assignments, and you are done with AAA, okay? I'm weak in accounting standards. Can I overcome this? Yes. You've passed the previous papers by overcoming this. So it's just a revision. And you are not asked about the nitty-gritties of the accounting standards. You are only asked the broad principles to apply. Okay? We're there to help you out. Don't worry about that. Assignment. Okay. About assignments, I'll be giving you assignments and I'll be reading it loud in the sessions. I'll be reviewing it in the sessions. Live assessment type of thing. Okay? Inshallah. So don't worry about that. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending this session. I'll take 2 minutes before I end this session. If you talk about AAA, no subject is easy or difficult in its own. Your preparation will make it easy or difficult for you. If you are preparing with your heart and soul, if you are giving it proper time, if you are giving it proper respect, then every paper is doable. Everything is doable. But your determination, your commitment matters the most. If you are committed, if you are starting on daily basis or weekly basis or whatever the planner given to you, you are practicing on regular basis, you are sincere with yourself, you are doing what your tutor has told you, there is no reason that you fail AAA. Inshallah, by the grace of Allah. And your time is precious. What students do, they study half-heartedly. They attempt. They keep on attempting this paper as if this is the purpose of their life. This isn't. Your purpose is far bigger than that. And you will only be able to start your purpose, to start your objective of the life once you are done with this qualification. Try to do away with it as soon as you can. And for that, be focused, be committed, be serious, and we are here to help you out till the last stage. Thank you so very much for attending this session. May Almighty bless you all. My prayers are with you. My blessings are with you. May Almighty bless you all. May you all pass this paper with flying colors. May we be able to help you out to the maximum strength in passing this paper. Take care a lot. Thank you so very much. I've already shared my number. Text me and I'll be happy to add you in the WhatsApp group, in AAA WhatsApp group. This is my number. This is my number. This is my contact number. This is my email ID. You can get in touch with me. I'll place you in the relevant WhatsApp group and I'll happy to interact with you there. As far as the sessions are concerned, you will be provided with the live session links. Those lectures, those initial lectures will also be placed on YouTube channel, and you can also get access to LMS by contacting the admin representative. Okay, thank you so very much. May Almighty bless you all. Take care a lot. My best wishes and prayers are with you. See you in the next session. Bye-bye and Allah Hafiz.